Good afternoon, and thank you for joining Quasar Aerospace Industry Shareholders Conference. Today's conference call is being recorded. I know we haven't had a conference call in a while, so this is our opportunity to let you know what is happening right now with Quasar. With us today are Joseph Knaus, the Chief Executive Officer and President, Joshua Henderson, Chief Operating Officer, and myself, Donnell Vigil, Corporate Secretary. Before we continue, please allow me to advise you of Quasar Aerospace Industries Harbor Statements. The statements during this conference call are forward-looking statements regarding future events and future financial performance of Quasar, which are made under the Safe Harbor provisions of Section 27A of the Securities Act of 1933 as amended, and Section 21E of the Securities Exchange Act of 1934 as amended. Such forward-looking statements are made pursuant to the Safe Harbor provisions of the Private Securities Litigation Reform Act of 1995. You are cautioned that forward-looking statements are subject to risk and uncertainties that may cause actual results to differ materially from our current expectations. We make these statements as of June 29, 2011, and disclaim any obligation to publicly update any forward-looking statements, whether as a result of new information, future events, or otherwise, except as required by law.
Thank you. I would, again, like to thank all the shareholders for joining the company in this call. The main purpose of which is to address many concerns and questions that I've gotten. I've answered some of them individually. A lot of people will probably comment on the fact that I've said too much or posted it, but there's been information, there's misinformation, and I would like the Q&A opportunity that follows this presentation to give you, the shareholders, open forum. Ask what you want to ask. If we can ask it, we will. So let's address the elephant in the room. Thank you, Joshua.
Here's our first question, Joe.
Okay. Joe?
Yes, sir.
Give me your thoughts on Dean Bradley. Everyone believes he essentially sold a worthless company to Quasar for some odd $1 million. What's your opinion on that, and what do you plan on doing about Dean Bradley on a go-forward basis? Thank you.
I don't know. That's a long answer to I don't know. I don't know is predicated on this. There's a lot of people out there who are making allegations about him that necessarily aren't true, and he's being painted as the bad guy. I want to answer this as the CEO of the company. Other than that, I don't have an answer. I hope that answers the question. I know that was a lot of I don't knows. If somebody wants to follow up that particular question, please feel free to do so. But, again, that's not really the answer you want to hear because I don't have the answer. And the answer is I don't know. I don't know.
Just wanted to know, did you ever participate in a 504 for Quasar? And if so, did you purchase 5 million shares at 001?
I did participate in a 504, maybe even more than one. I do not have the records of what I purchased in that at any various time.
Here's the next question.
What were the ethical dilemmas that Mindseeker discussed in their recent email to the shareholder that was posted on iHub?
I don't know. I don't know what ethical dilemmas they have. I don't know what their ethical dilemmas were. And to get back to your short question, I don't know. Sorry for being long-winded.
I'm noticing here that you've been involved with some other business dealings with other companies like Trophy with Mr. Dean Bradley. Do you feel you can be unbiased with having other dealings with him?
Well, I don't know. I look to make money. If there's an opportunity, I invest. I expect a return. When I don't get that return, I take appropriate action. I want to create situations where the company's in a position to pay me back, and part of what I'm trying to do is make this company viable so that it can pay back its debts to me, and that's what my intent was to do.
Now, in that agreement, real quick, is that between Trophy and Quasar, or is that more between you and Mr. Bradley?
I actually own the control plot individually, and I was selling that to Dean Bradley so he could do with it what he was going to do with it.
So it really wasn't Quasar that it was being sold to?
No, it wasn't. Not as far as I understand.
Okay, next question.
Why did you and the board of directors block the Centicom merger?
Good question, but I don't know. And you can't evaluate a merger based on that.
What acquisitions have you seen Dean complete, and at what price do we pay those for? And any word concerning the amount of money we apparently gave to CET and the gentleman from Apex or KTM Solutions or SK Jets, any of these supposed acquisitions we were giving money to on a monthly basis to keep them going, and it didn't matter because apparently there were acquisitions all in line, all ready to go and work on behalf of Quasar.
Well, again, I wasn't a member of the board. I was a shareholder at the time. I read the same press releases you did, and quite frankly, I don't have an answer to that. Where are all the assets? Do we actually own an equity piece in any of these companies that we funded? Short answer is I don't know. I know that's not an answer to your question, but that's the only answer I have at this point.
Have you been able to locate the corporate checkbook?
Pardon me?
Have you been able to locate the corporate checkbook where all the checks have been written from?
I have not, no. Janelle, Josh, can you answer any of that?
Corporate checkbook, do you have you
I have not seen the corporate checkbook.
I don't have a corporate checkbook.
So you have no idea what bank these were operating out of, where these checks were cashed at, and who they were made out to?
I do not know.
Okay. Next question.
Yeah, Joe, if you don't have all the records on your debt wraps, I understand they were probably converted based on accrued wages. Is that true?
I believe that's what they say.
And were those accrued wages for $8.1 million?
I don't have the exact number that's been alleged.
I'd like to know what document you could reference or why you personally believe the preferred shares have voting rights.
I'm not going to make a legal argument for them other than that they were always believed to have those voting rights. And so we're going to put all of our hands on the table. There's no hiding the sausage, no hiding the football, and that's how we're going to conduct ourselves.
Okay, next question.
Yes, Joe. With all the accusations concerning Mr. Bradley and sometimes yourself, will you in any way continue to accept or receive help and or money from Mr. Bradley or McKenzie?
Well, that's a good question. Does that answer your question, sir?
Next question now, just so we can get through these final questions.
This question is for Danelle. Do you not think you have a conflict of interest being on both the board of QASP and as well as McKenzie Capital?
I don't see it as a conflict. My primary work is here with Quasar. That's my full-time position, and my full-time role is working here. What I do on the side would be that for McKenzie, which is more clerical than anything. I'm not getting paid anywhere, so I'm trying to do whatever it takes to get some work in. I am working full-time, though, for Quasar, and that's my main focus and direction. And like I said, the work I do for McKenzie Capital Corporation, it's clerical. It's filing. It's nothing more than that than making folders.
We thank you for joining us. There are probably more questions than answers.
The proceeding is a compilation of statements, questions, answers, and verbiage from the Quasar Aerospace Industries Incorporated conference call held June 29, 2011. For the complete original recording, please contact Investor Relations at Quasar Aerospace Industries Incorporated. The lethal combination of a pachyderm and a firearm at the conference call host site was digitally interpolated for comedic effect only. Absolutely no elephants were harmed at the original conference call. Other than this portrayal, every word is 100% genuine and can be heard on the original recording. Do not base your investment decisions from this recording.